Hey guys, so today we're going to have a look at man on defense. What is man on defense and how you can attack against man on defense. So that's a good example, and I really like this view. They only did this 1 year at NTL's, getting the second ground live stream to this view, and it was really interesting to watch. But anyway, so we have the two middles there from the Sharks defending. That's a middle and a middle. So let's watch what happens. Cobras play the ball, middles are pressing like they should do, but you notice here all of a sudden they look to be fading, or fading for the link. Okay, so in theory you want to drag this middle out, but the way the Sharks defend is the link comes up as soon as anything is involved with the link in the play the ball, the link comes up and helps out with the touch, allowing the middle to drop early. Okay, and you can drop early because the touch is imminent. If the link went up and missed the touch, then you're probably looking at the middle getting, then you're looking at the middle probably getting penalised. But if he gets up there and makes that touch quickly, okay, that's when we have an imminent touch. And you can see now by the time the dummy half gets there, all right, there's a big gap between the defender as well. So he can now compete or call man on because he knows now he's not going to get beaten. There's that much space between the two, so this guy can pull out to his own man and everyone can do the same. Alright, so he would just call go. I've got man on. He could call anything he wants, and here's the slow-mo. Everyone's just sort of chasing out to their player. The long ball would have been covered, the tap back would have been covered as well. So that's man on, getting your link involved in that touch. Your middles can drop and just sort of man up. All right, very hard to defend, to attack against that, because it basically renders your link or any play towards your link ineffective. So what are your options? You can, an obvious one would be put your link as a middle, and you do a middle 4-on-3. Okay, that can work, although it just means you're not able to drag that middle across as far. Okay, but it does work. A lot of teams do middle as their go-to. But let's have a look at a play. If you really want to use your link or anything involved like that, or you go for a play and the link actually makes the touch, what can you do? So I know this is mixed, but the link still does make the touch on this. You can see the link coming up here. And they run a counties. Well, it's like pretty much a counties. Steps in. Okay. This play here is got all the distance. He'll take the ball, everyone else can push out and play man on. Alright, so that's basically what's happened here. Goes into the line, however there's a late switch. There's the late switch there. Or some might call that a cut. Alright, so let's look at it full speed. And it goes into the line, late switch. And the important thing about a late switch is when you're running it, two things. You want to run all the way into the line. You run all look at this defender here. The further you run into the line, the more committed he is and the more blind he is to what's going on around him. When you're about to make the touch and save a try, you can't help it, but your tunnel vision just basically narrows in on itself. And the switcher is extremely deep. Okay, which means if he got some form of read on it, he wouldn't be able to reach out and touch the guy. If he was up here doing a very shallow switch, he could probably just reach an arm out and get them both. All right, so he's very deep, and it's a nice pass out in front of the player. Completely beats that man on defense. Wollongong are very, very good at doing that in mixed. We'll have a look at one more example in a men's game. It is the Sharks again. All right, and lucky for us, it's the exact same player. So here is the same defender as the first clip, and the links up made the touch. All right, and that link's in the dummy half. Like the link's in the play of the ball. That's why he's done that. And we run. Oh, bit of a glitch. Here we go. Links made the touch. Run. Late switch. All right. So he's running and man on. You can see the space he's got. Whoop. Going to man on. runs all the way into the line, commits that defender, late switch. And he goes with the long ball. All right, and that's what I would recommend. If you don't do middle, if you don't want to do middle, and that link is up making the touch, I would just practice a late switch. Okay, and this late switch, if you practice it enough, you could run this player coming up that late switch. All right, because a lot of defenders are specifically checking this player for a late switch. All right, their eyes are on both of these guys. They've got the ball, but they know that the guy next to him is a risk of becoming a late switch. So if you send the link on the far side out the back for a late switch, he might never be seen. Okay, and you can see that there's very, very close to recovering on that play. But that's man on defense. That's how you get some man on defense. You get your link up making the touch. But remember, you only do that if your attacking link is in the play the ball. If he comes up, let's say that's middle, and he comes up and tries to make the touch there, they just play the ball and rip an out ball to their link, and it's a 2-on-1, and you cooked. You can't recover from that. But if you help out when it is a middle link play the ball, which is what it is now, middles can drop back and then just all chase out and man on. And that's man on defense. Or one basic version of man on defense. There's other ways you can do it, but that is probably the most basic way. Getting your links active is what we call it, and helping out on the touch. But thanks, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate you watching these videos, and we'll see you next time with another breakdown.